An ex-NBA star has officially spoke out on LeBron James. But why? That's exactly what we're going to break down in this episode of Joe Mer Sports Podcast. I want to thank everybody for the consistent support we've received on the channel. And make sure if you are watching this video to go down below, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications. And every single time we upload, you'll be able to stay up to date with our takes on the NBA and everything you need to know around it. It's absolutely free. And without further ado, I'm your host, Joey Mercer. Let's get right into the topic at hand here today. And who is this ex-NBA star, you might be asking yourself? Well, it's actually Isaiah Thomas. He went and spoke out last night on TV about a situation pregame with LeBron James. This article comes from TalkSport.com and is titled, Isaiah Thomas ripped into LeBron James as he ranted about the level of professionalism in the NBA on Friday night. The Hall of Famer took issue with LeBron warming up shirtless ahead of the Los Angeles Lakers game against the Rockets. So yeah, we saw him with the do-rag on, no shirt on, warming up before the game. And obviously Isaiah Thomas, being a old head, so to speak, playing back in the 80s and early 90s, did not take respect to that at all. He had some issues with it. Was there reason for him to be upset? Well, let's get into a little bit more of that. He said, I just totally 100% object to this, Thomas said as the NBA TV crew watched the four-time champion put up shots. If I was the GM or coach, I would never let one of my players walk out on the floor looking like this. I mean, we are the professional NBA league. We ain't Summer League. We ain't at the YMCA. So some pretty strong opinions and thoughts Isaiah Thomas had there. I won't get too into depth about how Isaiah Thomas was as a GM or coach. You can definitely search that up yourself between the Raptors and Knicks. Not a great situation. Some really strange decision makings there, but his level of professionalism was usually on the surface. We'll leave it at that for now. But definitely there's going to be no clips of Isaiah Thomas warming up with a do-rag and no shirt on. It just wasn't the way that they played back then. Does it make it right today for LeBron to go out and do it? Well, I'm not really going to comment too much on that. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter too much. But it's interesting, to say the least. Maybe, it is better to have your team's colors on, really representing them, as opposed to looking like you are at the YMCA, as Isaiah Thomas said. And I can see why some people would have issues with it. It really is kind of an in-between situation for me. There is a level of professionalism that needs to be shown, but was it as serious as he's making it? Maybe not so much, but once again, really depends on who you ask for that, for sure. Thomas went on to clarify that he is a fan of LeBron, who is among the greatest NBA players in the world, but questioned why he wasn't wearing uniform to warm up, which is what we just mentioned. You want to represent your team and the league. I just think the professionalism in our NBA league has diminished so much, he continued. Look, I like LeBron, I'm a fan of his, so forth and so on. But to walk out on the floor before a game with no shirt on and shoot, I mean, come on, man. Where are we at? What we doing? Where we at? So very interesting there. Once again, some more strong quotes there from Isaiah Thomas. Now, we have heard there's been several issues with Ja Morant that we've covered here over the past couple of weeks, or in the past for that matter. Anthony Edwards, there's been some issues with him in postgame. The level of professionalism, there is definitely some issues with that in the NBA. Maybe Adam Silver needs to be cracking down a little bit more. It's really hard to say. We'll have to see how things go with that in the future. I definitely think they need to kind of get the reins on the league a little bit more again. Not to the extent that David Stern had it necessarily during the dress code era, but definitely to a point where they can put this product out to a wider audience and not have as many issues as they've had with how the players dress and different things like that they've had. Some of the things that they've said to the media more specifically. I'm not talking about what they do outside of the NBA, so to speak, but kind of how they've carried themselves around the media more specifically. Thomas, a Detroit Pistons legend, even went as far as suggesting he would fine James if he was the NBA commissioner. Adam Silver, if you want to find somebody, find that. Put a fine on that, he said. Now, as far as I know, I don't think there's any rule against this, but there might be something that they could kind of pick apart to kind of find there. I don't think LeBron will get fined for this, but it's definitely a topic of interest that let me know what you got to think about that in the comment section down below. Thomas' rant soon went viral on social media, with many fans questioning why LeBron warming up shirtless was such a big deal to him. Old heads hating, nothing new here, one person said. They're reaching for anything to hate on, it's wild at this point, another wrote. You're a grown man complaining about another man being shirtless, come on, a third responded. And LeBron is such a stand-up dude that the talking heads have to pretend blank like this is dramatic. Getting flack from these clowns for shooting without a shirt on, circus behavior, a fourth said. Now, those are just the Twitter, or X as it's called now, heads, so to speak. I mean, they say just about anything. They'll have issues with just about anything on that platform, so I wouldn't take that to heart. Definitely take a lot of that with a grain of salt, so to speak. James went on to play just 22 minutes against the Rockets on Friday night before he exited the game after appearing to aggravate a groin injury. Now, this is very interesting to say the least as well. I don't know if he exited the game because the groin injury was serious to the point that we're going to see issues with LeBron and that in the future, or if he really wants to be 100% healthy and ready at the start of the postseason. He scored 14 points while on the court. Despite his second half absence, the Lakers picked up a 140 points to 109 win at Crypto.com Arena. Coach JJ Redick said afterwards that LeBron was fine, and with the win, Los Angeles wrapped up the Pacific Division title and clinched the number 3 seed in Western Conference playoffs. So it is all good. All smile and laughs there for the Lakers going into the playoffs. It looks like they're going to make some noise this year in the postseason. And was this really that serious of an idea? Well, let me know what you have to think. I know a lot of people have had a lot to say about this, which is why I wanted to cover it and bring it to you. Is it just old heads talking, so to speak? Does he have a point? Should the league crack down on something like this, or is it something that we shouldn't be worrying about too much? Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments section below, and make sure if you made it to this point in the video to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell for notifications, and I'll see you all in the next video. This has been your host, Joey Mercer, signing out.